Hey everyone, Kevin here. Whenever I speak with a teacher who is considering transitioning out of education, I constantly get asked this question. Based on my story, should I leave teaching? My response is always to answer that question with a question. Can you see yourself in the classroom next school year? Often, that look of dread they give me in response is a way to get them to answer their own question. And that's because I can't make such an important decision for you or tell you what's best for you. Do I think that teaching is not a good environment anymore? Oh, clearly, it's a draining and unfulfilling profession these days, but you need to be in the right mindset to leave education, and no one else can convince you of that, which I said in one of my very first videos ever, actually. What I didn't do specifically, though, in that way old video, is give people a clear guide on when to know that they're ready to leave education. Sure, I have said what motivated me to leave countless times at this point, but that's me, not you. So, allow me to go over ways to know when it is absolutely time to transition out of education. Number one, the Sunday Scaries. This is basically the question I ask people who want to know if they should leave or not because no one should be dreading work the day before you return. Sure, it's normal to wish you had another day off or to be really tired and not looking forward to work that day. But if you've had the Sunday Scaries, then you know they aren't that. It's that feeling of not wanting to get out of your car in the morning because you feel so defeated. It's the feeling that work no longer brings you any joy. And Monday is just the start of another week of trying to win in an unwinnable situation. If you are plagued with nothing but unhappiness, fear, and a sense of defeat, it's definitely time for you to make a change. Jobs shouldn't keep you in a perpetual state of sadness or depression. I remember having to literally keep a record of good things that happened to me every day in a Word document just to kind of offset that feeling. Number two, your work life balance has reached the point where you can't stop thinking about work and you constantly take your grading or lesson planning materials home every night. Look, all jobs sometimes necessitate putting in an extra hour here or there and needing to do something a little on your own time to catch up. That just happens, and there isn't anything wrong with it. However, that should be the exception, not the norm. You should be able to turn off work at the end of the day and go home to do whatever it is you do to relax. That is your time to do as you see fit. It shouldn't be taken over by work because we need to have a separation of work and home for our lasting mental and physical health. The school system has become built upon the unpaid labor of educators, and that is burning them out at ever increasing rates. Our mental and physical health is deeply important. All this does is cause you to bring those emotions and worries home in a similar bag as the one holding all that grading and lesson planning you lugged home. If you've forgotten the last time you didn't read and work home, then that really should tell you something about the imbalance education is bringing to your life. You are literally carrying that stress home too, and that's just not healthy. And number three, you don't feel the passion to teach anymore. A video I put out a while back where I talked about why I could never see myself being a teacher again, I said that I don't have the calling to teach anymore. And that really encapsulates this point. We all went into education for altruistic reasons and to make a wonderful difference in the lives of our students. And we did. But there comes a point when that spark and joy has been replaced by frustration and a sense that your career has stagnated. In a way, your job became mundane, and you no longer look at it as this wonderful profession where you help our next generations. Instead, you see it as a job with no personal or professional growth and unrelenting levels of stress, which is basically number four. You feel stuck. People don't realize coming into teaching that the idea of staying in the exact same job for 45 years just isn't normal. We're built to learn new things and grow in our jobs, but there isn't any avenue for job advancement in teaching. You keep doing the same thing the entire time, which only intensifies that mundane and boring feeling you get from your increasing lack of passion. Don't ignore your own growth. If you want to do more, learn something new, but simply can't, then that isn't healthy either. In the end, students deserve teachers that can be fully present and passionate about what they do. And if you can't be that person anymore, or even worse, are literally to the point where you're asking yourself, should I leave teaching? Then you've already reached the end of your rope. This is exactly why I always answer that question with a question. If you can't see yourself in the classroom next year because you're feeling all of the things I've talked about today, or are asking yourself if you should leave, then you already know the answer to your own question. So just keep that in mind. But that's it for today. As I wrap up here, I just wanted to say that leaving teaching won't be easy by any stretch, and that making this leap is inherently hard. But you aren't alone. I started making these videos to hopefully reach a wider audience in our community, and I am incredibly committed to that community. So, as I say every episode, I leave you with the reminder I'm always here to help. See you next time.